It is the latest Satsu. This one's gonna be different focus. Normally we focus, on random stuff like, video games, manga, anime. Today we're gonna be talking about sports. Because I want to talk.
Oh shit!
Anyway,
I
though,
about that.
Before then, there's actually something we gotta talk about. The Mario movie trailer. Honestly, Chewy, I loved it. It just did.
Yeah.
Maybe
Good.
Maybe I'm a simpleton. Maybe I'm a peasant, but like, I generally loved it. It was great.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Like, I put it this way. Mario's voice doesn't matter to me if they can keep the charm they had with the Bowser scene.
Honestly, as long as everyone else can carry Chris Pratt, I don't care.
I mean, I think Chris Pratt will do a fine job. But like,
yeah, I don't.
If they have this charm with the Bowser scene throughout the entire movie, it doesn't matter how bad of a job Chris Pratt may do.
Because everything else will be carried.
Everything else will be incredible.
Everything else will carry.
Because that one scene where the penguins are just like, charge! And they come running out with the epic music. And then it just pans to Bowser just standing there getting hit with snowballs. And he looks so unimpressed. I loved it. It was hilarious. And it's the type of humor that I think this movie needs.
Yeah.
Like, just the part where the first snowball hits and he just stands there with his eyes looking at, like, just so unimpressed. And then the catapult takes out a Koopa. I love it. Oh. And also the little charm of, like, when they first pan to the Koopa hiding in his shell. Like, I think there's a lot here in this Mario movie that's going to be great. That's going to be absolutely great.
Don't mind me just moving stuff around.
And yeah, Chris Pratt's voice isn't great. I will say, it's not great, but like, I don't give a shit. I think the Toads sounded wonderful. I think Jack Black was...
What's his name? Jordan...
What?
No.
Mario movie actors.
I think it's Key, right?
I think it is, yeah. Let me just double check.
Toad voice is the...
Yeah, Keegan Michael Key.
Yeah.
And I thought Kamek was voiced well. Jack Black was incredible.
Breathe new life into the Bowser.
And then we're gonna hear Charlie Day as Luigi. We'll still wait to hear Anna Joy. Well, I mean, all we heard with that was like a little sound.
Yeah.
I know it was short, but can we give a shout out to Kari Payton for the Penguin? Like, he was the guy who did the Penguin King voice.
Yeah, sure.
Like, that was fucking, I love it. Anyway, though, like,
the humor at the end too, where like, don't touch that mushroom.
Oh wait, no, that mushroom's fine.
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
Like, I'm generally excited, and with it releasing on, I think it's April 7th. Let me see. Mario movie release.
Yeah, it's in April.
Yeah, April 7th.
You know, they kind of lost out on not doing it on Mario Day, but probably production things, reasons, stuff, other things. Yeah.
But like, I'm excited. It looks great.
Mm-hmm.
And like, again, as much as I give people with the voice actor, like, I do think Charles Martinet would have been a much better person.
Right.
But I also just look at it and I'm just pretty excited. Now, what I wanted to talk about today is I wanted to talk about the NBA, because you're more of an NBA fan than I am, but I'm also a person who pays attention to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
and how we talk about money a lot in anime, right?
And
how
oh yeah.
well, I'm using this as a thing. Money in anime is always questioned, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are people getting enough money or this and that?
Mm-hmm.
The NBA is fucking ridiculous. So the main reason I want to point out, I want to talk about the 2016 off season.
Okay. You want to talk 2016 off season?
Yes. Yeah, the 2016 off season, because I want to talk about it in a way because it absolutely torpedoed the league. Like people all like Urinating Tree. I'm going to reference Urinating Tree's video quite a bit, but he goes into depth on like all the signings in the free agency class that were actually insane.
So let's see here.
And
I have it all here. Let's go.
Everybody goes to Kevin Durant, right?
Yeah. Thunder to
Everybody
Warriors.
goes to Kevin Durant going to the Warriors, and it's just like, okay, but you had to look at the NBA at the time. The NBA, for some reason, is all about rings. If you don't have a ring, your legacy is tarnished.
Yeah.
Like everybody looks at Charles Barkley, great player, never won a ring. Boo. Karl Malone, great player, probably up there as one of the top 5 players of all time. Never won a ring. Boo. Right?
Yeah, kind of sad.
John Stockton's the same, right? So, like, the NBA is all about ring chasing. It's why we see all those old has-beens join teams. Remember the Mickey Mouse squad, the 2020 Lakers. Remember that shit?
Ah, yes.
Probably one of the most undeserved championships I've ever seen. Anyway, so, like, Kevin Durant joining the Warriors to ring chase, I mean, we saw that, and the Warriors proved they didn't need him by winning last year.
Yep.
But, like, some of the contracts after, oh my sweet Jesus, man. So let's just,
some of these contracts are already kind of crazy.
Well, like, let's just start with Mike Conley.
All right, we're gonna go Mike Conley. Okay.
Mike Conley at that time was pretty damn good point guard. You know, nothing amazing, but like, you know, respectable, right? If you had him as a 3rd best player on your team, you're probably a championship contender.
Yeah.
Did he deserve to be the highest paid player in NBA history for the time?
No.
Mike Conley in 2016 got a 5-year, $153 million deal. He was the highest paid player in the NBA, making $30.6 million a year. Like, just right there is just a perfect example of how insane the NBA is.
Gotta grab that bag.
And then you got DeMar DeRozan. You know, again, respectable player, but in my opinion, if he was ever the best player on your team, you're not going anywhere.
After signed for 5 years max contract.
Yeah, $27.8 million. And wow, you know what? He was good, right? Like, I don't think D-Row was ever terrible. But again, it's one of those cases where if you're the best, if D-Row was your best player at that time, you're fucked. You're not going anywhere.
I mean, it kind of showed there with that the next 5 years where they struggled to, or 3 years. Next
Notice how the
years
second they trade him and get Kawhi, they win the NBA championship.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, like but those are like good players, right? So you can say, okay, they lived up to their contract, right?
Though LeBron also left by the time Kawhi.
Yeah, but yeah, they still would have won. I think Kawhi made them so much better.
I guess they did have to deal with Giannis and stuff like that, so.
And like, you could say that those contracts, you know, they panned out. They weren't great. They definitely were not valuable. But they were good, right? You look at them and you say, okay, you know what? These aren't bad deals.
I'm looking at some of these other deals, man.
Oh God, don't worry, we're gonna get to them. Now, what I will say is, I also look at the Andre Drummond deal as just bad luck because the NBA is no longer a big man's league, right?
Why did they sign him for 5 years?
But yeah, no. So Andre Drummond's was a bad deal, but I also think the NBA just didn't help him, right? Because the NBA, pretty much a year or two after, went to mostly three-pointing and long range.
It's
and you're not going to do that with big
positionless
man.
basketball. Yeah.
Yeah. Like Joel Embiid is probably the best big man in the NBA right now. Maybe
Sure.
Jokic. But Jokic and Embiid can all play outside.
Yeah, to a degree, yeah. They can at least shoot
But
the three better.
then it starts to get insane.
I'm looking
But like, these are where the contract. We're at Nick Batum. Nick Batum. So this was 2016, right?
15
so let
or
me
16,
pull up,
yeah.
Yeah, so let me pull up Nick Batum. The year before Nick Batum signed this deal, he was...
Did he just got traded to... Or did he sign with them after the Blazers?
Yeah, so he was just traded to Charlotte, right?
Yeah.
And he had a pretty good year. Honestly, pretty good year. 6.1 rebounds, 14.9 points, averaged just about half a block a game, just under 6 assists, almost a steal per game. His percentages was high. He had a 3-point, like just under 3.5 3-point percentage, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're like, okay, this is what a guy on his, let's see, at that time he was on year 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, his 8th year, right? So you're thinking, okay, you know, let's get him to a decent one, right? Throw him on a decent contract. Maybe we could make something. 5 years, $24 million each.
120 million altogether.
And while, yes, he did have a decent year he did have better stats the next year. 15 points. His assists stayed about the same. Total rebounds stayed about the same. Since then, absolute garbage.
Yeah, and the Hornets let him go after that.
And this is where the problems the NBA in that year came in. They got all that money from TV deals, and they just threw it around at players who didn't even deserve it. Nick Batum made $24 million, right? I'm going to use this as an example. Connor McDavid is the best player in hockey by a country mile. Like, he is legit the best player in hockey. He started his career in 2015. He played 45 games, 16 goals, 32 points, 32 assists, 48 points. The next year, 30 goals, 70 assists, 100 points. Okay. He would then hit 97 or more. He had 123 points last year. He had 44 goals and 79 assists. Right? To give you an idea, the assist record in a season in the NHL, right? In a single season, I believe is 92. No, never mind. It's okay. No, never mind. Okay, the modern era, right? Because you're never touching Wayne Gretzky. Most assists season. So Wayne Gretzky in one single season had 163 assists. In the modern era, so let's go. Okay, so since 2006, right, was the last time a player had a ridiculous high amount of assists. It was Joe Thornton. He had 96 assists.
Okay.
Connor McDavid hit 79.
Nice. Oh.
Now, let me tell you Connor McDavid's contract. Connor McDavid is only making about $12 million. Connor McDavid's contract hit from 2018 till about 2025 is 12.5. $12.5 million.
Sad.
Compared to fucking Nick Batum, who makes...
No, why are you even bringing Nick Batum? Okay, look at this list and look for the person who probably would be good. Marcel, I'm looking at the very bottom here. Who is John Lure?
We'll get to him.
Okay, well then, Anthony Tolliver. Anthony Tolliver. Anthony Tolliver took a deal with the Kings. 2 years, $16 million.
That's just kind of my point about this. The NBA got so much money and had owners throwing around so much money. We had so much ridiculous things going on. But let's continue. So Nick Batum, $24 million a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he fell apart after. Who's next, right? Well, the Hornets. What do you think? Who do you think's next, Chewy? In the Hornets just throwing away money?
Marvin Williams.
Yep. So the Hornets ran into an issue where they had to overpay players to keep them there. That's a normal thing sports teams run into, right?
Yes.
$13 million a season for Marvin Williams. At that point, Marvin Williams was about 30.
4 years, $54.5 million total.
The most things he had in his single season was 14.8 with about 5.5 rebounds. In the 2 seasons with Charlotte, he had pretty much identical stats. So 11 points. He barely averaged a block a game. And 6.5 rebounds. 14 million. That's making more than Connor McDavid did.
Okay.
Like just...
Wait. We still haven't gone.
How about Dwight Howard?
Dwight Howard, he got picked up by the
Hawks,
right?
You know, his hometown team, right? 3 years, $23.5 million.
From the Rockets, who...
Do I want to point out this is Dwight Howard coming off a declining year?
Yeah. His performance with the Rockets wasn't very good.
Yeah, he started to fall apart in the Rockets. So, like, of course, he was like a god in Orlando, right? He had that 1 year in LA, which fell apart.
Mm-hmm.
And then he went to the Rockets and was good, respectable. Oh, God, he's declining.
Mm.
And then he went to Atlanta, his hometown team, and only lasted a year to the point where they were cheering when he got traded. He had a bounce back year in Charlotte. I mean, 16, 12, and just under 2 blocks a game is actually pretty good. And then it all went to shit again. It's just...
Yeah.
Well, every time I look at the NBA contracts, I just... Oh my God, man, I just can't. And again, the only reason the NBA can hand out these ridiculous contracts is their TV deal. Their TV deal gives owners the choice to just be stupid.
Al Horford was coming off a really good year, though, right? I'm seeing Al Horford's deal, actually.
Well, Al Horford's deal was less about the deal itself and more, in fact, that was the one where he went to Philadelphia, right?
No, he went from the Hawks to Celtics.
Oh,
and well, that one made they run. Yeah, that wasn't too bad.
There was a couple too bad, but here's one that's even worse. Kent Bazemore.
Oh yeah, the 4 years, right?
Yeah, the 4 years at
$70
$17.5 million.
70 million in total.
So Ken Bazemore signed that contract after an respectable season off the bench. 11 points. He averaged about 2 assists, 5 rebounds, shooting percentage, all that. All good. $17 million, Chewy.
Okay. Can I up you one more? Can I hit you one?
If you say Luol Deng, I'll cry laughing.
Can I up you one?
Okay. What are you getting?
Chandler Parsons from the Mavs to the Grizzlies, 4 years, $98.5 million.
Okay. I hate that one because that was just a lot of bad luck. Like, here's the thing. Parsons, when he went from the Mavs to the Grizzlies, that's a smart deal. Yeah, it's a little overpriced, but Parsons, he's young. He was 28 at the time. Chance to go into a role. Yeah. Chance to go in a role near 5. Like, his 3-point percentage was ridiculous.
No, yeah, his 3-point percentage was quite high.
Yeah, like, by all purposes, Parsons, the deal itself, yeah, I could say it's about $5 million overpaid.
2015 to 2016, he had a really good year, yeah.
Yeah. But then
he declined a little bit of points, but yeah, still real good. No.
Well, he declined a little bit of points, but the 3-point percentage went up 30 points.
It went up, yeah, 0.3. Yeah, 0.03.
His field goal percentage went up 30 points as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just, you look at it and you say to yourself, yeah, that's a good deal. And then his knees turned to glass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's just sad.
You couldn't bounce back from that at all.
Better. Luol Deng. That was when, essentially, this was when the Lakers couldn't sign anybody because Kobe Bryant just, yeah. Luol Deng, $72 million over 4 years, an $18 million AAV. I'm just, what? So, first and foremost, Luol Deng was British.
Huh.
Yeah, no, he from South Sudan, fled with his family to the United Kingdom.
Oh, yeah.
Now again, Luol Deng, when he first came in the NBA in 2004, pretty damn good small forward. Like, just his years with Chicago, very good. Like, I liked him a lot. Hell, coming off 2014 with Chicago, he averaged 19 points, almost 7 rebounds, had pretty good shooting percentages. His effective field goal percentage was .476. And then he goes to Cleveland, Miami, and again, not bad, right? He's declining, though. So you're thinking, okay, let's have him as a backup, right?
Okay, yeah.
Lakers paid him $18 million a year.
How many years?
4. He didn't even finish out the contract. He retired 3 years later. He literally played with the Lakers 57 games.
Out of those 3 years?
Yep. In the first year, he played 56 games. His points went down by almost 5. Every other stat went down by almost 1 or 2. But it gets worse for the Lakers. You remember Timothy Mozgov?
That sounds familiar.
Timothy Mozgov was this piece of shit center, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe he was with the Cavs at the time before coming to the Lakers.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Yeah, I was right. He was with the Cavs, right? He had one good year with the Cleveland Cavaliers, averaged about 10 points, just under 7 rebounds. He had a pretty nice field goal percentage too. 590 was his effective field goal percentage. Next year, everything dropped. Except his effective field goal percentage. It didn't drop that much, actually. But everything dropped, right? Guess how much the Lakers paid him?
Timothy Mozgov?
Yeah.
Don't know.
4 years. $16 million each. He lasted 52 games. He was then traded to the Nets in the D'Angelo Russell trade. And since then, he has not played in the NBA. Fuck the NBA, honestly. And like, then we get to moments like with Alan Crabtree, right?
No,
So he was the Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah,
he was Portland Trailblazers guard who signed a 4-year, $75 million offer sheet with the Brooklyn Nets. The Blazers, thinking they didn't want to waste him, lose him, matched the offer. By the way, did I mention he was then traded to Brooklyn the next year?
Yeah, I saw that.
You're starting to see the insanity.
Funny. I'm gonna give you one right here.
Okay.
Let's see. This is Evan Turner. Went to the Blazers as well from the Celtics.
That's the next one.
Yeah, I went to this from Celtics and Blazers. 4 years, $70 million on a. Let's see. Let's look at this. 2015-16 in Boston last season. 10.5 points per game. Not bad. That's that's pretty decent.
But you have to remember, in Boston, in Boston, the defensive system helped him out so much. And then add on that, again, remember how I mentioned earlier that the NBA was changing into more a 3-point shooting thing?
Yeah, positionless, yeah.
Guess who can't shoot threes?
This guy right here.
It's really a showcase of just how money makes people do stupid shit.
0.241% 3-point percentage, 2015-16 area. Probably is like almost his lowest. I think in 2011-2012 with Philly he's like he was like 224. Kind of nuts.
Why am I getting a University of Australia ad?
Oh wait, no, he shot 212 actually in Portland. 3% No, okay, but no, 4 years for $70 million for Evan.
Yeah.
Hey, what about the 5 years, $85 million on Evan Fournier? Max contract 85.
Yeah, but Evan Fournier wasn't bad.
Let's see. He must have done pretty good that year, then 2015-16. Oh yeah, 50.4. That's good. That's...
Like, I never looked at Evan Fournier as this like.
Oh, his 3-point percentage was 400.
Well, yeah, because Fournier was always a 3-point shooter. But like, I never looked at Fournier.
Like, the year before that was like what? 378, 376.
I never looked at Fournier as like this bad player. I think contracts they gave him are pretty good. He's always been a respectable player.
He's a scorer, yeah.
So like, let's move on from Turner and go to Mo.
I don't know about Max contract for 85 though.
But let's go to Mo Harkless, because this is the offseason that killed the Trailblazers, in my opinion. Like, they already locked down Alan Crabb. They already locked down Evan Turner, right? So think about this. You still have to build around Damian Lillard. And at that point, CJ McCollum was...
Wait, what? Oh my God. What? They put Myers Leonard on 4 years for $41 million?
Oh, we'll get to him. But at that point, CJ McCollum was just taking off, right? So it was his first season averaging at about 20, right?
Yeah.
So how do they support CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard? Yes. Evan Turner. Right?
Okay.
Evan Turner. They also had Alan Crabb. And to top it all off, Mo Harkless at $40 million a year for 4 years.
I'm gonna go back over here and look at the thing. This is 2015-16. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, there's one more! There's one more! I forgot about this!
Is it Alfred Amino?
Did you remember that Festus Ezeli was a trailblazer?
What?
You didn't, did you?
What?
Festus Ezeli. So Trailblazers actually signed 4 players, right? Festus Ezeli was the last one.
Festus Ezeli was?
Yep.
Oh, this is when Mason Plumlee and Connaughton were Blazers too.
But yeah, Festus Ezeli signed for the Portland Trailblazers.
Wait, in 2015-16? Really?
Yep. You want to know how much he was paid?
Too much?
I'll get it up because here's the fun fact. He never played a fucking game with the Trailblazers. He signed for $7.5 million.
I forgot that was the year that OJ Mayo got suspended.
But he never played a game. He destroyed his knee.
Oh yeah, there's the Timothy Mozgov one.
As Tree pointed out, he played 2 games. Oh my god. Oh my god, I forgot. It's not 4, it's 5. Myles Leonard. They signed those 5 deals in one offseason. No wonder the Trailblazers haven't done a damn fucking thing, man.
Gave their money held to, like, people.
And then, of course, there's Joakim Noah, who was signed a ridiculous deal. Courtney Lee just was overpaid.
Joakim, that was the year that Joakim went from Bulls to Knicks, right?
Yeah.
And then Courtney also went to the Knicks.
Yeah, and then Harrison Barnes' whole thing.
Went from Warriors to Mavs, yeah, and then
Tyler Johnson, who screw up at his $50 million deal. Like, it's just...
Oh, Lynn went from the Hornets to the Nets. Yeah, that's the year. Mahimi went from the Pacers to the Wizards, and look at that.
Yeah, that one was bad.
Where is he now?
I don't even think he's playing.
No, he's not, I don't think. I think Bryant went for the Wizards to the Lakers, though, actually, this year.
And then Solomon Hill. Bad year. Easily replaceable in any given lineup. Right? New Orleans paid him $12 million a year. I just... Oh my god.
Langston Galloway next to Pelicans 2 years for
And then,
$10
of course,
million.
Milwaukee paid Miles Plumlee $12.5 million.
For what?
Let
for
me
2
point
years?
out, Miles Plumlee makes the same amount of money as the best player in the NHL.
I kind of mix up the Miles to Mason. I don't
So
think
Miles was paid in the 2016 season by Milwaukee, right?
Mm-hmm.
He never averaged it in only one season. He never averaged more. So before that Milwaukee season, right? Take a guess his highest point average.
From the 2015, besides the 2015-16 one?
Pretty much in every season except for one before he signed that contract, Miles Plumlee never averaged more than 5.1 points a game.
No.
I said every season except one.
Oh, yeah. Which was
2013-14 in Phoenix. He averaged 8.1 points a game. Let's give that $12.5 million.
When the year before was 5.1 and 3.2. Before that, 4.3. Lisa's shooting percentage was 600, but that's like probably all admit. He never took a three.
I'm done with this conversation. Let's just end this fucking Zatsu, man. I am losing my shit at this point.
Yeah, I still can't believe that Pacers Pelicans thing with Solomon Hill 4 years for 52
Oh,
million.
did I mention Bismack Biyombo got $17 million a year?
Yeah, Toronto to Magic. That was yeah.
All right, now we're gonna end it by explaining just how
72 million.
How bad this fucked the NBA. The NBA salary cap went down $10 million the next year.
Ooh, John Lure, Sons of Pistons. We forgot to talk about that. 4 years for 42 million.
I'm gonna be honest. Who the fuck was John Lure?
Exactly. Who was John Lure? I need to see this. The fuck is John Lure? 2015-16. 8.5 points at a power forward position, 481 regular figure.
I love how urinated tree when he's doing the video, he's just like
3 points. And he actually went up. Oh my god, he went up.
I love how when urinated tree did the video, he's like, is it a bad thing I didn't realize who John Lure was until I made the video?
No, but his stats went up after he got that contract.
Yeah, but I mean,
but then it went like plummeting. Oh my god, he plummeted so bad. That was his peak. Oh my god, that was his peak.
Did I also mention $10 million?
Did I mention 42 for 4 years?
Yeah.
Oh, it was like a 10.5 or something.
I'm done with this, Chewy. Let's end the Zatsu before I break a blood vessel.
10.5. He didn't even finish it, Marcel. He didn't even finish his contract. He retired in 3 years. He's still in 1 year.
This has been the latest Zatsu exploring the NBA bullshit. We will see you next time where we talk about something that makes us far more happier. Have a good one, guys.
I'm dying.
Are you okay, Lucas?
Paid for 4. Paid 4 years. 10.5 million a year, and he didn't finish it. His last season, 3.8 points average. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm numbers game.